welcome to our third episode of C12. Today we have Vince Leung, who is COO and co-founder of MentorMob. MentorMob is something that's I've heard about it in passing, but hadn't had a chance to really fully explore it. And so leading up to our talk today, had a chance to really dig in, and it's quite an incredible resource. We have teachers talking all the time about the sort of junk that they have to filter through to get useful things to their students, talking about aggregating content, curating content. Well, here we go. This certainly seems to be getting close to that holy grail. Do you want to tell us a little bit about just a quick bit of background on MentorMob, and then really kind of launch into the new features that are available to teachers now?
Right, absolutely. Well, really, my co-founder Chris and I, we started MentorMob because we saw a trend in how people are learning these days. Everyone goes online to learn, and the typical trend is to go to Google or YouTube and search for how to play guitar, how to learn physics and calculus and things like this. And the thing is, you're presented with millions of results, and it's all disorganized. You have no idea which article to read first. You have no idea which video is high quality. So then you end up spending a lot of time. Eventually, you'll get there, but the thing is, it's not quite optimized yet. And what we wanted to do, and we saw what Wikipedia has done really well, is why not use all the world's collective knowledge to actually try to organize and aggregate and curate all of this information to save everyone time. So one person or 5 people can work on a playlist and curate one on how to play guitar, and eventually that helps thousands, if not millions, of people around the world who actually are trying to learn this. Because there's millions of searches for how to play guitar every month. And eventually, hopefully, we want MentorMob to be this platform that is basically curating all this information around the world.
Wonderful. Yeah, I mean, when you search for most things, you get the Wikipedia entry, those top couple entries, and you get a pretty good resource. But it lacks the video, of course. It lacks the oftentimes the richness, I think. And of course, there's also the sense that certainly among teachers that, it's Wikipedia. And I mean, I'm a big Wikipedia fan, but I love the idea that, we're empowering teachers to more easily sort of create their own content. I mean, they are, or to at least aggregate their own content of their choosing. They're supposed to be the shepherds, guiding learning. So, what better way to do it than give them some tools? So what are some new features that you're building into MentorMob that are particularly interesting and useful for folks?
Well, I'm pretty excited about this one. We actually just launched it, and we're still rolling it out slowly to some pilot users, but it's a feature called Spotlight. And what Spotlight is and if you go to any website and you want someone to read it, suppose that a teacher creates a playlist with all sorts of different videos and articles from around the web, and she puts into a playlist, and then she gives it to them, and eventually these students are going through this playlist, but the things you see in article, you see navigation, you see ads, you see all sorts of other links where the teacher only wants the student or the end user to actually concentrate on maybe one paragraph of text.
Right.
So what we've created is a way for that teacher to spotlight that particular paragraph of text, and it basically grays out the rest of the website, so it only shows that piece of content. And the teacher can go ahead and spotlight anything she wants. She can spotlight any number of texts. She could, one word if she wanted to, an image, and then she can also add her own text boxes on top of it to add some sort of context and explain, this is the paragraph I want you to read. Notice here they're talking about this, this, and this. So this really takes any sort of information that's on the web and repurposes it for your own use.
Nice. Yeah, we're talking later on in C12 today about homework and flipped classrooms and some of the problems around that model, and it seems as though this this addresses that quite nicely. Now, if a teacher wanted to just have an article that he or she had written, or just a PDF or a paper, is it possible to add your own content in that way, or is it really kind of aggregating from the web?
We started out with using all information on the web, and we have added the feature, which it's live right now, where you can go ahead and upload your own content to PDFs, Word documents, anything like that, so that we really provide this full-featured tool to not only use existing content online, but even your own content.
That's awesome. So now, are there organizational accounts, things where teachers could share, or is it more just open online social sharing that happens?
We do have organizational, upgraded accounts where, there's additional features such as privacy settings and a couple other different features also. But our free accounts really are pretty full-featured as well with, we encourage teachers to actually work together and collaborate on playlists. And we've seen a number of teachers actually starting to create playlists together and then share that with their own students too. So it's, it's reducing the workload for these teachers, and it's also actually kind of sharing the best practices and best knowledge that these teachers have.
Right. Well, I think that's so difficult. I mean, I think teachers tend to work in fairly siloed environments usually, and it's not easy to get teachers to talk to each other. It should be. You'd think it would be, but I think teachers are generally remarkably introverted folks. So, to be able to provide a space where they can now. So you could have teachers anywhere, really. I mean, do they find each other or follow each other? Is there sort of a social element there? Or how would a teacher in China collaborate with a teacher in the U.S. to do, English language learning or Chinese language learning and do some sort of language exchange, for example? Is there a way to connect like that?
Yeah, absolutely. You can go ahead and follow other teachers. You can, contact them, communicate with them so that you can actually work out a lesson plan if you want to. But what's really cool, and then what we've seen is that we're just one tool. We're not an end-all, be-all tool for teachers. But what's cool is that we've seen teachers actually create playlists and then share them not only on their blogs but their websites, and then even in their Edmodo silos, and then also sharing that with the other Edmodo teachers. And what we've seen is that one particular teacher, a math teacher, she created a playlist, and she's trying to flip her classroom, and she actually had her students create the video. So it's it's really interesting for the students because they're actually reflecting on the information that they've learned, and then now they're sharing it. And then so this teacher took this playlist and then embedded it within Edmodo, and then overnight there's been over 1,000 different Edmodo sites that have actually picked up that playlist.
Wow.
And now they're using that. So I mean, this is the type of thing that we're really excited about, is that this this has endless possibilities of one person or a few people creating some really high quality playlists that eventually are used by thousands of teachers who then will affect tens of thousands of students.
Right. So let's say that a teacher just went out and did a Google search for how to differentiate an equation, and so ideally there'd be metadata and whatever on playlists. So is it if it's public, it's all indexed and searchable, right? So it's
exactly
going to be more widely available. Wonderful. All right. So I really appreciate you taking some time today. I'll definitely be checking out MentorMob and posting over on ZDNet and talking a little bit about it again in the context of the flipped classroom controversies we'll be chatting about today. So thank you. I really appreciate the introduction and the little primer. But I'll be certainly logging in. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.